All right, so let's get started lying on our back and have your props within reach. Have a tie, have your inflatable ball if you have it. If not, you could use a block. I'm not sure how a block will work, but and just start lying on your back with your knees bent, and we'll do a scan. Good morning,
Good
Jane.
morning. Good morning.
We're talking about more hippy dippies and some strengthening of the glute and hamstrings.
Okay, sounds good.
Anything you would like?
Hips and dips and strength of core is always good. A little bit of core.
All
Yeah.
right. All
Okay.
right.
See you
Perfect.
on the floor.
All right. See you on the floor. So we're going to start lying on our backs, knees bent, and take a moment to land here. Noticing how the feet connect to the ground. Noticing where the weight is on the feet.
You could keep your voice up a bit, that would help.
Okay, Barbara, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And just notice, imagine somebody took a piece of chalk and just outlined your body. Just notice what can happen with many people, our proprioceptors, and that is just knowing where our body is in space, can be a little off. So just notice where your shoulders seem to land, where your head and your neck are all in alignment with each other. And we're doing this just from, we don't have a mirror or we're not getting external feedback. Just notice. I notice with myself, sometimes I need to just kind of, when I pay attention, I find there's a greater sense of ease if I shimmy my shoulders over and my upper body actually to the right a little. So just take a moment and just notice. Notice if some shimmying would invite some ease. And then allow the breath to travel all the way down to the lower belly. And you're welcome to let your hands rest there. Sometimes that helps to channel the breath. And the hands will give you that feedback so you know that the belly's rising with the breath. Now we're just going to add on. We'll do some progressions here. Breathe into the belly and the ribs. And then exhale ribs and belly. Repeat that 2 more times. Belly and ribs. Exhale ribs and belly. Inhale belly and ribs. Exhale ribs and belly. Adding on. Breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath, but then tighten the core and then release. So 2 more like that. Breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath in, but then tighten the core. So it's like you're drawing the hip points together. You're drawing the belly button back towards your spine. And then when you need to release the breath, release the breath. One last time. Breathe in belly and ribs. Hold the breath. Tighten. And then let the breath out. So we're going to use that, we call that the tubular core. We're going to use that in some of our glute strengthening practices. Let's draw the right leg in, just clasp behind the thigh, and let's just do an extend, flex the foot, and then bend. And repeat that. Just do that with your breath. As you inhale, you straighten the leg. As you exhale, you bend. Now, a couple of things to note. When you're extending the leg, are you extending through the knee as much as you can? Now, certainly you don't want to cause any pain and you don't want to hyperextend it. But I know for me, sometimes I get a little lazy with how much I extend through the knee. And this is something, again, that we're going to want to do when we're doing our hamstring work. Is just try not to rush so that you can enjoy a full extension. And then let that right ankle rest on the left knee. You're in a figure 4. And just enjoy a few deep belly breaths here. Let your arms come out to the side, palms face down. Now, we did this last week. You're going to let that right foot come just as far to the left as it feels comfortable. Maybe the toe touches the ground, maybe it doesn't. And then you let that right knee drop to the right. So we flow back and forth. Now, we're just warming up. So this might be more of a spinal twist than your body's ready for. So use this practice as an opportunity to listen to the body and follow the cues that the body gives you in terms of what it needs. And then we'll pause. Let the right foot rest next to the left. Just notice if there's any difference in the two sides of the body. And when you're ready, you're going to clasp behind the left leg. And as you inhale, you extend the leg, you flex the foot. Can you feel that stretch on the arch when you flex the foot? And allow the breath to set the pace. Allow the breath to be full. And maybe even invite a pause or two between the different parts of the breath, between the inhale and the exhale. So nice, slow, deep, intuitive movement. Again, maybe stretching a little bit more to the back of the leg if it's ready. And when you're ready, cross that left ankle over the right. Okay, just take a moment to let this settle in. Notice the back of the hips, left and right. So there might be a tendency that when you come into this, that left hip pops off the ground. See if you can keep it rooted. So again, a lot of the work that we're going to be doing on the back of the body, we want to be aware of our pelvic alignment. So I'll be inviting those cues later on. And now same thing, if you want to rock that left foot to the right. Okay, just notice how this feels on the knees. You could do just a millimeter side to side or a couple of inches. Then when you get back to center, pause. Release the left leg down to meet the right. All right, if you've got your inflatable, if you don't, you could use a rolled up blanket. we're just gonna do a couple of pelvic tilts here. And you'll slide this on the tailbone. Now, if it feels like it's too much, you could let some of the air out. So if you've got it, what was that?
Your yoga.
Yeah, why?
Oh, sorry. I was going to do Walmart. You couldn't remember. Yeah.
If you've got it fully inflated, you might notice that it's a little unstable. And maybe you have to use some of those small stabilizing muscles just to balance here. And it can be helpful to have the arms out, palms down. That can help to guide you. Now, roll the hips forward. So you're arching the lower back. And then press the lower back down. And we're just going to flow in between these two movements. And this can be interesting to notice if it's easier to roll the left or the right hip forward. You know, most of us favor one side over the other. And after years and years of favoring, it can show up in our body. It's just a nice idea to just be aware of that. And notice if as you repeat this, not only is the ball kind of scrubbing and stretching the fascia, but perhaps the joints around the hips are rolling a little bit more easily. And then you pause, press into that right foot, and then slowly begin to stretch the left leg only as far as it feels comfortable straight. And breathe. Invite the space on the left hip. And use pressing into that right foot to keep you grounded and anchored if you need to. Now engage your core. With the core, dig that left heel into the mat. It's like you're trying to scrunch your mat as you drag your heel towards your hip. We're going to be working that hamstring. So slow, slow, slow. Maybe I have a really heavy mat, so I'm not crinkling my mat. If you have a lighter one, you might notice that it actually crinkles up. And then pause once that leg is in line with the right. And then slowly begin to lengthen the right leg. Again, just to the degree that it feels okay. If you find that you're arching your lower back to the point of discomfort, that could mean that the psoas is tight and it's not lengthening and it's pulling the lower back into an uncomfortable arch. So you want to just back off. You don't have to get the leg all the way straight. Direct the breath into the front of that right hip and invite space. And now dig the heel in. You want to feel the back of the leg. You're creating your own resistance. And perhaps feeling the muscles on the back of the leg engage. And then you pause when you get back to home base. All right, lift up, and you're going to remove the ball. Lower the hip step. Keep the left foot on the floor. Now, have your tie handy. You may or may not need it. We're going to come into a half happy baby, starting with the right side. So you'll draw the right knee in, and you'll clasp, either to the inside of that right foot, or maybe the inside of the thigh, or this is where maybe you use a strap. And we're just going to rock side to side here. Just easing and opening here. And just notice your range of motion, because we're going to do a release, and it will be interesting to notice if that changes. And then release that down, and we'll do the other side. The left leg comes in, and you either use your hand or maybe a strap. And so I've got my hand on the big toe side of my foot. I have it just pressing into the ball of the big toe mound. And then I'm just kind of rocking side to side with the intention of just warming up this area. And also just noticing what the range of motion is. And then release it down. All right, let's come to our left side. You're going to need 2 blocks, one for a pillow, and then one, we did this last week. And then one block is to rest the ball on. Bottom leg is extended. And then the top leg, you want this ball to go as high up on the inner thigh as feels comfortable. All right, so I'm just going to come, I'm going to put the grid on and just see if anyone has any questions.
I don't have a ball.
Let
Let me go grab one.
Can you just say the instructions again?
Of course. Yep. So,
Where's your left hand gonna be?
oh, let's see, where is it?
Or your arm? Is it above, like, it's under the block? I mean, within the block or outside the block?
Mine is extended like I'm serving you pie.
Okay,
That's just where it feels comfortable. You could bend it and put it here. Just, I would say wherever it feels comfortable.
okay.
And then I have the block at the lowest height. Not the lowest height, sorry. Level number 2. Bottom leg is straight. The top leg, I kind of lift it up and I slide the ball. I'll show
The
you.
small ball?
Yeah, tennis ball.
Okay.
So I have it here on my inner thigh. Now, if it doesn't go up that high, it's fine. You've got all these muscles here that could benefit from release. You just want to try to get it up as high as it feels comfortable. Dee Dee, how does that feel?
Good. I feel it.
Okay, so we want to just get it in the right place, and then I'm going to give you some other stuff to do. Jane, is that working for you?
Not really.
I can't see the positioning. What is this green block doing?
This thing?
Yeah,
Okay, you want it up here?
I want the ball on the block.
Ah!
The ball on the block,
Yeah.
and then my leg is my elbow here. So the ball on the block, and then you drape the top leg over, just like I'm draping my arm over. So pretend my elbow's my knee, and then I've got the block close. My armpit is my groin.
I have no idea what you're doing. It's okay. Go on. Keep going.
All right, Cindy, how are you doing with this?
Is the block on its edge or is it flat? I can't see your other.
So this is,
The one with the bow on it. What position
it's
is
like
it?
this,
Oh, okay. That's why I had it flat. I didn't.
and then the ball is like this.
Yeah, okay.
It would be better if I had different colors.
Charlotte, I think it helped last week positioning wise when you explained that the block was like a fig leaf.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah. Barbara, that looks good. That positioning looks great. So then the block, as Dee Dee said, is like a fig leaf. So one block for your head, the other one is the fig leaf right here. And then this top leg lifts up and then drapes over. And the reason I'm spending so much time is because this release here of this gathering of the muscles can relieve a lot of hip discomfort. So I think it's worth trying to figure out. Now, if you got it, go ahead.
I got it.
Great. So first we just want the body to get used to it. Now we're going to do a contract relax. So you breathe in, hold the breath, and then lift the top leg up. So your foot may be resting on the floor. Ideally it is, that way you're not constantly engaging. So as you inhale, you lift the foot off the floor. This is engaging, and then you exhale and relax. Now this is all just sort of icing on the cake. So if you're, if it took you a long time to just find the positioning and you're happy here, that's great. Now after you've done this contract, relax a little bit, then you're just gonna roll the leg over the ball. So I'm rolling my leg. Now this can be intense, up and down. You can also straighten the knee. So again, this is all gravy. And if the ball rolls down a little closer to your knee, that's okay. It's just the ball is covering a little bit more territory. And then release. And we're going to go to the other side, but I want to just check in before we do. How was that?
Good.
A lot of times you appreciate it more the next day.
It's the exact same torture that they do to me in PT.
Awesome.
Big leap.
Fig leaf. Yes, so get your fig leaf and use a block as a pillow. You could probably use the ball too if the block is, too hard. The fig leaf. And then the ball goes on top of the fig leaf. And then you drape your leg over. And you just take a few moments to breathe and let this area of the thigh get acquainted with the ball so that it's going to accept it as a tool to offer release and ease in areas of tension. And then my right arm is extended long because that's what feels good. You could also bend it. And then when you're ready, we're going to lift up. We're going to contract. So you're going to, if you just lift your foot up, you'll feel probably a certain amount of contraction in the leg. Then you drop down. Now you're welcome to stay with that. Or you can begin sort of the cross fibering by sliding the leg up and down so that the ball is rolling horizontally along those fibers. And you can add an extension of the knee so that it straightens. And then breathe. Really important to breathe here. When you breathe, it sends signals to the body that you're safe. You may notice that it's less uncomfortable when you're breathing. And again, you can allow the ball to travel down a little bit more towards the knee. Yeah, nice. All right, and then you'll just finish that up. Remove the ball, remove the block. And then let's come on to our back. And we're just gonna do another little check-in with that half-happy baby just to see if there's any difference after that high inner thigh. So left foot on the ground, you'll clasp the inner with either the tie or your hand, and then just explore. Does anyone notice any difference?
Yes.
And it's okay if you don't. I mean, our bodies are all different.
Definitely feel looser.
Yeah.
Right.
And then let's do the other side. Again, just notice this side. And then this is going to help us out with the other leg work that we're doing. All right. You ready? Let's just rock up to table. Your block set up. So with the hands on the block, let's take the right foot forward. Coming into a low lunge. And then lengthening. And flow with your breath. So inhale, you come forward. Slide the shoulder blades down the back of the body. And then exhale. Lengthen the leg. And if you're doing this first thing in the morning, before you've done a lot of movement, what you might find is you want to linger in one or the other poses, and feel free to do that. This is something that I love to do in the morning. And some mornings I want to linger more in the hamstring side, and some mornings I want to linger more in the psoas side. And when you're ready, you could lift the bottom knee. And this is just going to address different muscles. Now, if you've got the back knee lifted, I want to just, in the lunge, there's a tendency for the back knee to be soggy. So you want to imagine you're pressing up against, I'm not really sure what you might have there, but pressing up on a little, maybe a little bean bag. All right, then you'll lower the back knee and stand on both knees. And you could either take your inflatable or a block between the thighs. Toes are curled under. Now, watch out for the sneaky pinky. You might have to manually turn it under so that we're getting the whole arch of the foot stretched. Now, spin the thighs in. So imagine that these hip points, they're drawing closer together. And I like to have one hand on my belly, one hand on my lower back, just to check the pelvic tilt to make sure it stays neutral. And you lean back. So nice stretch for the quads, but also using your core. Also stretching the arches of the feet. We'll just do one more of these. Then you can remove the ball or the block. And take your left foot forward. Begin your flow. And again, if this is sort of the first movements of the morning, it can be interesting to just watch your body wake up. Watch the muscles lengthen. Notice the difference between the first round and the 10th round. Noticing the sensations, noticing the range of motion. And feel free to pause. Close your eyes if you like. Option to lift the back knee. Just notice here, you can get that calf muscle. Keep that back leg active, so you're pressing the knee up in the direction of the ceiling. Also notice, is your pinky still in touch? There's a tendency to, well, different tendencies. Some are to roll to the big toe side, some to the little toe side. If you want to get a complete hamstring stretch, all 5 toes need to be in contact.
That's an amazing stretch.
Oh, this one here, the lunge?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, so here you can feel free to hang out and linger. And if the blocks are too low, you could also do this with 2 chairs on the side too. And then you lower the knees down and step the left knee back to meet the right. And you can grab a prop from between the thighs. That just helps to keep the core engaged. And you lean back. We'll do this 3 times. Do it with your own breath pace. Nice. Now, removing the ball, we'll do 1 more round. Adding on, the right leg comes forward. And we do 3 rounds of flow. Pause after the 3rd one. And see if you can take the hands off the block. And then inhale, reach the left arm up. So the opposite arm of the front knee. And then arch to the left.
To the right.
To the right. Thank you, Laura. And then have that left hip heavy. And you're stretching from above the hip. Up, up, and over. And then come back to the center. Lifting the back knee up. 3 times in and out here. And then you pause. Left hand on the block to the inside of the right foot. And then on your exhale, twist to the right. Keep pressing through that back leg. Maybe you extend that right arm up. Come back to the center. Back knee lowers, and you take the right knee back to meet it. You can slide the blocks to the side. Arms reach forward for puppy pose. Then you stretch the hips back. Maybe the hips going side to side a little bit. Then on your inhale, press up. And then press back 3 times. It's a little flow here. After the 3rd run, grab your blocks and step the left foot forward. and flow 3 times. And then you pause. If it feels all right, your hands come to the thigh. And then inhale, the right arm reaches up. And then you stretch to the left. Back to the center. Back knee up. And you flow. Three times. And then take the right hand on the block. And then you twist to the left. Back to the center. And back to tape. Let's do a few cat and cows here. Loosen up the spine. All right. And you may want to take your socks off if you've still got them on. Extend your left leg back. Now let's keep it on the mat. All right, so this is the tricky part. I'll demonstrate and then I'm going to put you on grid and then come take a look. So what to watch out for here is you want to keep the core engaged. You don't want to arch the spine. You're going to lift the back leg up. The tendency is to lift up like this. And you see how my back arches? You want to, it's that bungee cord from the tailbone to the belly button. So when you lift up, you want to be using your glutes. So no arching of the back. So I'm going to take a peek. So this should not be easy. It's easy if you arch the back. If you keep the core engaged. Nice. Nice. And so the other thing that has a tendency here is for the knee to not go all the way straight. So press back through the foot so you can, I can't see your knee, so you can cheat if you like. Cindy, is this okay for you?
I was doing that, but I thought you were looking at somebody else. Is it okay if I have my hands on the blocks? Because
I think so.
I
I
really
think so.
just hurt too much to put all that. Well, maybe I can try it without. Let's see what happens.
We're going to go to forearms. So if you want to just do it all from forearms, you could do that too.
Well, I could do it for a while, but the longer you do it, the more it hurts.
Of course. Of course. Yeah, take a break. Take a break. Any questions on that? Could you feel that in the glute and the hamstring?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Jane?
I don't know. I did it.
Did you feel anything?
Balance and stretch.
Okay. All right.
Okay, next slide.
All right. So let's do the other side. So we're going to extend the right leg out. All right. Before you lift up, engage the core. So you remember when we began, you breathe in belly, ribs, and you tighten up the core. Keep the core tight. So it's keeping the core tight that's going to make it challenging to lift the leg. Press out through the heel so there's no bend in the knee. So there's the pressing back of the heel and the lifting up, but at the same time, don't arch the lower back. Don't let go of the core. Not easy. This would be a great one where if we were in person. So remind me, we'll do this.
Okay.
All right, release. Any questions on that?
Nope.
All right. Nan, did you do that on your forearms? Okay, so we're gonna do it on our forearms. One more round. And you guys are gonna have glutes that are envy of all. So powerful.
Well, we'll have to do it more than one day. So
Exactly.
You'll have the video. All right, so you're on your forearms. Extend the left leg back. So engage the core. So I don't know, you know what? I'm just going to put me on speaker again. And I don't know if you can see when I engage my core or not. So on your forearms, left leg is back. Core's not engaged. Now I engage it. I don't know if you can see a difference.
Yeah.
Right? So core is engaged. And then I lift this up, but I don't let go of my core. So I'm feeling so much right here. I'll show you when I lift my leg if I lose my core. Okay? So give that a whirl. I bet this wasn't what you thought you were going to get with core.
no, this is great.
All right. Nice. Janet, that looks great. Really good. I have a good angle on you. Nice. Dee Dee, your hips look nice and level.
You can't even speak.
All right, release it down. And we'll go to the other side, but feel free to take a little break. And the glutes are something that we really need when we're walking. And when we have weaknesses in some muscles, then again, the joints can overcompensate. So yeah, take a nice stretch and whenever you're ready, the right side. So turn on the core before you lift up. Now, notice if there's a tendency to dump onto the left hip. Hips stay level. So that's the thing. There's a few of you and I can see your hips. I can see if they're level. So I can give you that feedback. I don't have a great view for all of you.
I finally feel it.
Yay! And how does it feel?
Okay.
All right. Cindy, how is that for you?
I think I was doing it, but I couldn't really feel it in my core. Like I don't think like I'm supposed to. I don't know.
It's in the
Maybe
glute.
is it the angle of your back leg? Should it be up higher or
No,
no?
you don't want it up higher.
Because I
So
can't look at the screen and see what you're doing when you're doing it because I'm doing it too.
no,
My face is to the
I'll
ground.
do this side one more time. But I think
Okay.
the thing to think about is turning the core on before you even lift the leg. So here's my core. So even if I didn't lift my leg, I would be working my core. And then I lift my leg, but I don't let my core go. If I do, that's what happens. So a lot of these muscles, if we haven't been engaging them, we have to build up those neural pathways again. So don't get discouraged.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Like I think I should be feeling it here, right? Through the abdomen, but I'm not
Yep.
feeling it there.
It'll come.
Maybe because I have no abs.
Well, I think it's a
Bad abs.
matter of just reintroducing the body and the brain to different body parts.
Yeah, okay.
All right, so are you guys ready for one more round of glutes? Or you
Sure,
wanna
why
just
not?
go?
Yep.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay, all right. So we're gonna up level this. I think that's like some sort of Orange Theory theme, I think maybe up level. So we'll take a block and we'll start by putting our right knee halfway up on the block. So we're gonna do the same thing, but we're off kiltering ourselves. So press into the hands, slide the shoulders away, engage the core. You know what, let me put me on speaker again while I'm demonstrating. Okay, so I'm turning on my core. And then I'm lifting my leg. And I'm pressing through the heel. Now, I'm gonna exaggerate the dance that's going on in my body in terms of, I want to go higher. I lose my lower back. No, you have to keep your core. No, I want to go higher. No, don't.
That's good, Carol. Very good.
Okay, that's the dance. The core glute dance. All right, so we'll just do a couple more breaths here.
I feel it in both glutes. Is that meant to
Yes.
happen?
Yes.
Yeah, I definitely feel it in my right leg.
Yes. Yeah, because if you were not engaging your right leg, you'd be sitting on the joint. So it's good that you're feeling it. That's keeping you out of the joint. And then we'll just go to the other side. So now you have the left knee on the block, hips are level. So what you might notice is when you introduce the left block, your weight spills onto the right. You got to keep it level. Turn on the core. And then the glute comes in, but the core doesn't give up. It's not giving up. So the glute has to work harder because the core is keeping the glute from accessing the lower back muscles. And then you release.
Is it possible not to feel it on one side? Like I'm not feeling the glute on the left side, but I feel it on the right.
Anything's possible.
Okay. Good answer. All right.
Yeah. So why don't you grab your ball and we're just going to do a little roll out of our hands since we did a lot with our hands. I'll just direct this down here.
Which ball are you doing?
I'm doing the tennis ball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm just going to roll just a very sort of generic, intuitive.
Yeah.
Maybe the wrist. And then we'll do the other side. That's not And
that feels
if
good.
you have this on the floor, you can put your other hand on top. That gives it a little extra pressure. And just notice a lot of times the thumb joint might like a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then you can get the wrist. Okay, I want to have time to do a couple of warriors so Nan doesn't leave unsatisfied.
It's all good.
All right. But we're not going to give up on the glutes and the hips.
Yeah.
All right. So when you're ready, let's come to standing. And just going to demonstrate one more hip thing that we're going to be doing in our flow. And I want to demonstrate it before we start flowing, so we don't break your flow. Slide this back. So we've done something like this from table. Now you may want to have your hands, well, just try this and let me know if you need something higher. It might work better to have your hands on a windowsill or a table. You're going to come into a forward fold and you're going to extend the right leg back. Now the right leg is just it's a boat anchor. The left leg, you're going to press, 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 and the left hip is going to lift the right side of the pelvis. And then it comes down. Press, 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 engage the core. All right, so let me just look at that when you're ready. So the bottom leg's doing all the work. So it looks like a few of you might feel better putting your hands on the bed or something higher, or like the chair, like Cindy, you've got a chair edge here.
Do that.
Because you need to be able to press down in order to be able to do that. So you extend the leg back.
Are we still on the same side we were on?
Yeah, I just want to look, yeah. Okay, Laurel, that looks good. Good. How does that feel?
I can feel it in my left hip.
And that's the leg that's working, right?
Right.
Right, exactly. All right, let's just do the other side real quick. Nan, how does that feel for you?
I also feel it just in my hip and
Good.
it feels good.
Me
Okay.
too.
But it's
Now,
hard.
do you feel it traveling up your core at all?
No.
Okay,
No.
so just focus your attention there also, because you want to try to use the core. So like the left oblique, or now we're on the right oblique also.
Now I feel it more in my core
Good.
Yeah.
and my right hip. I think because I wasn't paying attention to my core.
Yeah. See, isn't that amazing? Like the body follows the mind.
Yeah.
All right. Let's release that down and we'll flow. Any questions on that? Dee Dee, how did that feel for you?
Oh, good.
Good.
I'm having a lot of trouble with my balance.
So if you have the floor higher, like so if you put your hands on a bed or a chair.
Yeah, I was
That
using
will help.
a chair.
What's that?
I was using a chair.
Do you feel balance before you try to lift it? And then you lose your balance when you try to lift it?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think about that one. All right. We'll do a couple of warrior 2 sequences. On your inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Right leg steps back for warrior 2. So hips are open towards the long end of the mat. And straighten that front knee and then bend it. Now you can take your arms out to the side if that feels okay. And we'll flow. Inhale, stretch and reach. Exhale, bend and lower. Just 2 more of those. Pause. Windmill the hands, the blocks or the chair. Lift the back leg up. Pause here. And now lift the right hip using the left oblique. And then lower 2 more times. Lift and lower. Press. And lower. Release the right leg too. Inhale, reach up, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold half. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Step the left leg back, warrior 2 legs. And then straighten and bend. And reach the arms up and over, warrior 2. And then flow in and out.
And the band is oh yeah.
Raj, you gotta mute yourself.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to do that. Sorry. Okay. 3 times. And then you pause. Windmill the hands to the blocks. Snap the back leg up. Press into that right leg. Engage the right obliques. So you want to press in before you even start to rotate. You want to feel that glute engage. And you do that by pressing into the heel. And then lift,
Whoa.
lower. And you lift. And you lower. And you lift. And you lower. And then step the left foot up to meet the right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Step the right leg back, warrior two, open up. Flow 3 times, in and out. And then you pause. Lower the back hand to the back leg and reverse your warrior. Inhale through warrior two. Left forearm, left thigh, right arm overhead. Inhale through warrior two and reverse. Inhale through warrior two. Keep going. Hands come to the blocks. Back leg lifts. And then once again, press into the left leg. Rotate the pelvis 3 times. And just do it in rhythm with your breath. If you're feeling wobbly, just stop before you get wobbly. Because you can still activate that without lifting the leg too high. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, fold halfway. Press into the legs, nice long spine. Left leg steps back, warrior two. Flow in and out 3 times. And reverse. Side angle. And reverse. Windmill through to the front of the mat. Back leg lifts. And once again, press into that right heel. And rotate the pelvis. Turn on the core.
Oh boy.
Lower the left leg to meet the right. Inhale, rise, gentle back bend. Exhale, just draw the palms down to the center of the chest. And just take a moment, pause here, maybe close your eyes. Just check in with your body. Noticing how it feels. All right. Let's just do a quick rollout of the feet before we lay down. And again, this is something that can be really nice to do first thing in the morning. So I've got this at the ball, under the ball of the foot, and I'm just leaning my weight in and then releasing it. So I'm just pressing and then releasing. And I focus a little bit on the big toe side and then a little bit on the pinky toe side. And then I'm going to roll the ball so that it's just in front of the heel. And now I'm going to press down and release. And press down and release. So I'm getting the attachment at the arch, where the arch meets the heel. Because if you're doing this just on the heel, you may not feel a lot. And then just do a little intuitive rollout here. Just letting the ball. It can be nice to go right around the big toe. Big toe. This is where we're grabbing it for the happy baby. Maybe a little bit on the little toe. And again, we're gonna have different sensations depending on how we walk, where we put our weight, the habits that we have. Now, this can be a little tricky, especially if you don't have one of these sticky balls. But if you can sort of try to splay the toes and press, this is a really nice stretch. But if it's not grippy, I'm not sure how that's going to work. We'll just go to the other side. You want to, I kind of rushed us to one side. You might want to just take note of how the other foot feels. Let's take it just in front of the arch. And again, unless you have a really big ball or a really small foot, you might need to do a little bit to the left and a little bit to the right just to get a thorough release. You can roll it out whenever you're ready. All right, we'll release that. And then let's make our way down onto our backs. And your props within reach. And take a moment to just notice. Here's how it feels to lie back on the mat. Does your body relax a little bit more into the surface underneath you than it did at the beginning of your practice? Then grab your tie and place it just in front of the heel of the right foot and extend the right leg high. Having the hands on either side of the strap. Shoulders are relaxed. The arms are straight, but the shoulders are still in contact with the floor. And if it feels all right, you extend the left leg long. Now the tie comes in the left hand, the right arm extends out to the right. And then release that left leg, sorry, the right leg over to the left. Maybe just notice how this feels compared to usual. Does it feel any different? We did a lot around the hip, a lot of waking up. Waking up and activating. And then inhale, come back through center and let the leg go out to the right. Thighs in the right hand. And inhale back to center. Remove the tie, hug the knee in. Just take a few breaths. Notice the back of the body. Can you let go any amount more along the back of the body? Now take that right knee across the body for a spinal twist. You can use a block or your ball. Support that leg. Have the back leg, the bottom leg active. Now you go back to center. Hug the right knee in, and bend the left leg. And then grab that inner part of the right foot. You could use a tie. Come into your half-happy baby. And let's have this sort of a groovy baby. We flow in and out, and just notice again how this feels. Notice the range of motion. Notice the sensations. And go back to center. Both feet on the floor. Knees bent. Draw the left leg in and the tie goes in front of the heel. Allow the leg to lengthen. Option to extend the right leg. Tie in the right hand. Take that left leg over to the right. Take up space. Back to center. Tie in the left hand. Extend the leg to the left. And back to the center. You can remove the tie, hug the knee in. And let that left knee come over to the right. Maybe use a prop to support the knee. Bottom leg is active. Inhale back to the center. Rebend the right knee. The foot is flat on the floor. And then come to the inside of that left foot. Into your groovy baby. Come back to center. Grab the other leg into your full happy baby. Find stillness or a gentle rock. And release out of that. And just to give you a heads up, it's 10:44, so I will do a Shavasana, but if you've got a scooch, I understand. So using props to allow your body to completely let go. Allowing the body and mind to integrate some of those new movements. Restore some of those neural pathways. And allow the gifts of your practice to permeate through all of your cells. Allow the nervous system to bathe in this parasympathetic nervous system state. Renewing, rebuilding. The mind wanders, just gently bring it back to the breath. When you're ready, allow the next breath to be a little longer, a little deeper. Invite gentle movements. And when you're ready, slowly transition to a seated position. And if you'd like to join me in a chant of Om, take a deep breath in. Om. Namaste. Thank you guys.